Please excuse the utter chaos in here, but we have a Mazda MX5 ECU BP5C. This comes off about a 2000-2001 MX5 1.8, and we're trying to overcome the Immobiliser. I bought one of these super cheapo immo emulators off eBay that was about £8. You only need 3 wires, so you can take 2 out of the connector. You just need the live and the ground and the signal wire. Inside you'll find some instructions that come on a super Chinese CD that don't really make any sense, but it tells us to change 4 bytes in the EEPROM, which I've just done this. Change these 4 bytes. The EEPROM's in my little reader here. I removed the EEPROM from here, and then what we have to do is write this data to that little EEPROM, solder it back on the board, solder this into the controller with just 3 wires, and then hopefully it won't have an Immobiliser fault code. At the moment I'm getting P1624, no communication with the Immobiliser, so we'll fit this and see if we still get that fault code. It's wired in for testing purposes. We now no longer get that Immobiliser code. We have obviously got a lot of other fault codes, but the one for no comms with the Immobiliser isn't on the list anymore, which is promising. The green data line goes to J down here. See that? J goes to the J pin, which I concluded was this red and white wire on the connector. So red and white is J on this white connector, and then I've got ground, which I've just attached to this bit of ground plane here because it followed this big piece of ground plane that's attached to 3C, sorry, up here. 3C is on the ground plane, which this is one of these black and blue, I think it is. 3C, yeah, black and blue is ground for this, or you could just solder it to the ground plane. And then you want it on the switched ignition live, so I've got it on. I've just soldered it onto this diode here. You see that? Because that goes to this switch feed, which is blue and red, on this top pin, which is A. So 1A is our switched live. So that seems to work. It flashes the light and stuff, so we'll see if it starts the car though later. But it looks quite promising, and that is how you fit an Immobiliser emulator to these early MX5s, which is very handy for kit cars and other radical conversions.